the first woman to be elected vice president of the United States. What that means for so many. Also ahead, Down to Eartha, a one-woman play about the life of Eartha Kitt, the entertainer and activist blacklisted for speaking out against the Vietnam War.
Sandra Bookman, and Here and Now. We'll be right back.
A woman's freedom of speech should never be compromised. That is the subtitle of Down to Eartha, a one-woman play about the life of legendary actress and activist Eartha Kitt, who was blacklisted for speaking out against the Vietnam War at the White House. Take a look.
And when Mrs. Johnson finally gave her speech about the fact that we need everyone's cooperation to reduce crime in our neighborhoods, one woman stood up and said, I know, we can reduce crime by having better street lighting. Yes, so we can see the attendants coming.
So nice to meet you.
My pleasure, absolutely.
So talk to me about Down to Eartha. How did this come about? How did you get connected with this project?
Down to Eartha is the third installation of us meaning Dierdra, McDowell, and I, doing an Eartha Kitt piece. It started back when I was teaching under the auspice of Susan Batson. And she was Susan Batson's student, as well as myself, and teaching. And after an exercise, Miss Batson said, I see Eartha, and that was the animal exercise. And from there, she just started researching Eartha Kitt, and it ignited a fire in her to tell her story. So that means that the first installation was a one-woman show with Susan Batson. The second installation is a short film that I directed called Love Always Eartha, about 1955 Eartha Kitt, a slice of her life then. And now we're talking about Down to Eartha, another one-woman show surrounding the incident at the White House. And it's so timely.
Very, very timely. So this one-woman show focusing on 1968, I think, her visit
Correct.
to the White House. She angered the then First Lady, correct?
Lady Bird Johnson.
And so talk to me about why that resonates so much. Her honesty and directness. It wasn't necessarily the best thing for her life or career, but she did not hold back.
She was banned for 10 years and had to flee, really, to Europe to find work. Well, this woman's doer's lunch was supposed to be surrounding the Vietnam War and crime in the streets in America. And she correlated with the crime with the Vietnam War. And she spoke out about the mothers of Watts and how their sons were acting up because they didn't want to go to war. They felt that with a record, they would not be drafted and sent out to war. And she spoke up and she was completely candid. Now, be it the whole afternoon, people were skating around the issue, talking about table settings and jotting down the bottles of wine. And she was waiting patiently to have her say. And I believe she went last. And when she had her turn, she took it. And the First Lady took it completely personally.
And I guess it resonates now. We are living in such turbulent times. So, young people and really so many people joining the cause and standing up for what they believe. So it's your feeling that this will really resonate with audiences now.
Absolutely. Not only audience of people of color, but also just to a peek for other nationalities to just get a peek into what we're dealing with. And for her to be invited to such a stage, to voice our, be a voice for us, and to see how it was received also. Nothing has changed.
And which is a horrible thing to have to say in 2020. It feels to me like, especially when you talk about the different iterations of this story, it feels to me like this is Eartha's life, Eartha Kitt's life really resonates with you. It's really personal for you. Talk to me about that.
I grew up in theater. I'm what you would call a backstage baby. And my mother took us to see when she was allowed back into America to work in Timbuktu.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there and I'm looking up on the stage, and this woman comes out. She gets a standing ovation for like 10 minutes. And I was like, what's going on? And I said to my mother, she didn't do anything. And my mother was like, but I was like, you know, just to see how the whole audience embraced this woman. And I hadn't known what had happened, but I said, I want to know what this is, you know?
Yeah.
And that was just like the beginning of the journey as a performer myself. It was just so special. And like her face, it was just how she received the love. I was like, that is something special.
Yeah. And you want
so
other
she
people.
influenced me as a little girl.
And you want other people to have that feeling when they see this production, which they can see on Vimeo, right?
Vimeo on demand, November 29th, 8 p.m. Yes.
Okay.
We recorded it live from the Dwyer in Harlem. And we were in residency there before the shutdown.
Okay.
And I had the wherewithal to just record it one night. And it's so beautifully shot. It's very cinematic. And I think it's a good experience. And the one thing that I remember most about when people leave the theater, they're like, I felt like I just spent an hour with Eartha Kitt. Like they're so like filled with her.
And as a director, you got the performance you wanted to get, and you were able. The actress was able to communicate the things that you thought were important about Eartha.
Breathtakingly. Yes, I was able to get the performance I needed from her. She handed me the script. She wrote it herself. She handed me the script, and I said, okay, we're going to have to lift this off the page. And we went through all of the tools that I know how, that she knows how. I've been working with Dierdra for over a decade now. And so she knows my language, and she knows I'm a very hard worker. I do not shy away from the hard stuff. And we really excavated her truths and the research that she had done about Eartha Kitt. And we just married everything. So when she stood up as Eartha Kitt, it's completely undeniable, Ms. Bookman. It is just stunning.
And before I let you go, what do you want audiences to walk away with once they've watched this production?
I want you to know that wherever we are, wherever you are right now, we are standing on shoulders of pioneers, of people who have gone before us. And Eartha Kitt is one of them. And you should not take that for granted. And you should use your voice. Your vote is your voice. You should speak your truth with tact and carry on the legacy of those who have gone before us.
Marishka S. Phillips, what a pleasure to meet you. And I know that you are a very in-demand acting coach. So the next time we have you on, we got to talk about that. Some of your celebrity clients. Thank you so much.
Actors.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you too. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, Ms. Bookman.
And we are grateful that you agreed to spend this time with us.
You're welcome.
Sandra Bookman, and Here and Now, we'll be right back.